Hi, I'm Will Weber, instructor for this Math 152 class. I want to go through the syllabus with you, probably take 2 videos here. So you will know what I expect of you and how this is going to work. So anyway, here we go. Math 152, Calculus 2. It is winter of 2016. The prerequisite is Math 151 with a C or better. I like to point out that although the prerequisite is a C or better, I expect that you know everything from all of your previous math classes. Calculus is the best review of algebra you will ever have. We use every scrap of algebra you've ever learned, and maybe even some you haven't. Your algebra's got to be good. Your trig's got to be good. Now, I understand you don't have a lot of experience with trig yet. We will be refreshing your memory along the way here. It's very standard in a Math 152 class that I've got to do some trig refreshers, and I will. But still, you're going to get to the point where trig has got to be good. I'm going to ask you time and again, how's your trig? How's your trig? How's your trig? And hopefully the answer is getting better until you can say, yeah, trig's pretty good. I can handle it. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Of course, you've made it to the website here, wamap.org, the course ID 11551, and the enrollment key is 152. Anyway, I am Dr. William T. Weber. Generally, I just go by Will. If you want to come see me, my office is in LDC, room 221. I'm here most of the day, most days, well, at least Monday through Thursday. I have only one face-to-face class at 8:15 to 9:20 in the morning, and then I've got the 2 online classes, so I should be available for visits if you want to come in and do some math. I also have an online office, which is this link right here. It's also under the announcements on the WAMAP course page. The first announcement has a link to that online office. It's a place where we can interact. There's a whiteboard to draw on, but it's all online. So if you can't physically come to the campus, then you can find me there. If I'm not in the online office when you go in there and you think that maybe I should be, give me a call, send me an email, say, hey, Will, you in your office? If I'm in my physical office here on campus, I should be logged into the online office. I don't always remember to do so, but anyway, if you think I should be there, give me a call, give me an email, just say, hey, can you get on there and we can chat. It's like, okay, good. My official office hours are 12:30 to 1:20. No, they're not. Well, fine, they're 12 to 1. I'll have to change that. 12 to 1, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Fridays, I don't have any face-to-face classes. I still should be available for consultation through that online office on Fridays. Anyway, phone number in my office, 360-383-3566. Feel free to give me a call. And my email address, of course, wweber@wacom.ctc.edu. The text that we will be using is the same one that we used for Calc 1. It is the same one we'll use for Calc 3 and 4 as well. If you stick with us here at Wacom, we'll use the same text for the whole sequence. We'll be covering chapters 5, 6, 7, and 9, not necessarily in that order. In fact, I think we go 5, 7, 6, 8, 9. 5 and 7 are more theoretical. How do you do antiderivatives and integrals? 6 and 8 are more, what do you use them for? So we'll split the class up that way. We'll figure out how to do integrals, then we'll look at what we use them for. 9 is an introduction to differential equations at the end for the last week. And we don't do all of 9, just a couple of sections. Yeah, techniques of integrations, applications of integrals, and an introduction to differential equations. The course outcomes, these are the things that we expect you will be able to do by the time you get done with this class. When you're studying for exams, this is a good list to look at to see what kind of things I'm going to be looking for. Anyway. Yes, and then there are the course requirements. This is how I'm going to grade you. Homework is not part of your grade, but it is part of what you've got to do in order to get a grade. think of anything that you can do well, or someone else can do well. You know, and you look at what is it that what does it take to get to be that good at something? I mean, do you ride a skateboard? Do you play an instrument? Do you crochet? Do you knit? You know, what is it that you do and you do really well? And think about the time it takes to get that good. Right? Math is no different. If you want to get good at doing math, you've got to practice. You've got to do a bunch of stuff. So I give you lots of stuff to do. I give you 2 different types of homework. There's homework out of the book, and that's what's listed here with these, you know, each section number and what the assignment is. I will explain this here in a moment, but each section has a list of problems that you should work on. This is sequence notation. N is just all the integers, so start with 1 and go. Do number 1, 2, 3, 4. This is just do them all on section 4.9. Section 5.1, it says 2n plus 1. So n we're still thinking of as an integer, but 2 times n then would be an even integer. So 2, 4, 8, so on, or 0, 2, 4, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. And when you add 1, you get all the odds. So 2n plus 1 is sequence notation for saying odds. Yeah, so some of the sections I want you just to do the odds, some of them to do all. So there's the problems out of the book. And then there, within the WAMAP page, there will be some practice problems as well. Those WAMAP grades automatically and gives you instant feedback on. They're also similar to the questions that you'll see on the quizzes, the weekly quizzes, which I'll talk about here in a moment. But anyway, homework is not part of your grade, but it's what you got to do to get the grade, right? Spend lots of time. If you have questions on homework, that's the next section here. This actually you are graded on, there's discussion boards. There's 12 discussion forums in this course. The first one is just an introduction, you know, introduce yourself in the getting started section of the WAMAP page. And then each week there's a discussion for asking questions. If you have a question on one of the homework problems or on something that I said in one of the videos, then ask your question on the discussion board. I will be answering questions on there. Other students will be answering questions on there. In fact, one of the best ways to learn is to answer someone else's question, to be able to formulate a reason, a description of how you do something to answer someone else's question, solidifies it in your own mind. So I'm really a big advocate of helping each other, of working together, of asking your question, getting someone else to help you. They ask their question, you help them. Right? Every week, I want you to do something on the discussion forum, something of substance. Either ask a question, that's substantial, that adds to our discussion, answer somebody's question. Maybe everyone's questions are answered and you've got a particular problem that you're kind of proud of how you did it. So post that. Say, hey, look, I did this problem. Here's my solution. Here's how I did it. Maybe you found some other resource, some video, something that helped you understand it. Maybe it says it in a different way than my video does. Post that for other people to get the benefit of. Just saying, you know, hey, thanks, that was great. You know, it's nice, but it's not what we need to see of substance from each person. Okay, so this is part of your grade. 10% of your grade is discussions, participation in these discussions. It's a small part of your grade, but it's actually a very meaningful and useful part of the work that you need to do to learn here. So there's those. There are also quizzes every week, probably around Wednesday. A quiz will appear. I think it appears Wednesday morning. You have until they are available until Sunday. I just paused and double checked, and sure enough, they appear on Wednesday, and they are available until Sunday each week. Please note that these quizzes should be done by yourself. They are not no help from each other. Don't work together on these. That's what homework is for. This is where you show me you can do the stuff on the quizzes. Okay. There's no time limit on the quiz I mean, you can start it, stop, come back, whatever. Other than it's got to be done by midnight on Sunday night, 11:59 p.m. actually, WAMAP time. If your clock is a little different and WAMAP says, hey, time's up, time's up. Okay, don't push it that close. There is the use of late passes. I believe you have 1 or 2 late passes. I don't know. I think it's 2. That if the time runs out and you say, oh man, I need to just finish, you can call the late pass, and it lets you, gives you an extra 24 hours to get things done. You can't go past the 24 hours. I mean, if the 24 hours, you know, if a day's already gone by, Monday's over, and you can't then call a late pass to go back. Within the 24 hours, you can get that late pass to extend it 24 hours. And you have, I'm pretty sure, 2 late passes you can use throughout the quarter. Anyway, I would suggest you get started on these as early as possible. Actually, the work of the whole course, their homework, get done as early as possible, because Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm less available for answering questions. Quiz questions are not to be discussed on the discussion forums. I will enforce that rather strenuously. After the week has gone by, after the the late pass period has gone by, so essentially starting on Tuesday of the next week, you can talk about last week's quiz if you want on the discussion forums, but not the one you're currently taking. Okay. So anyway, there's those quizzes. They are 30% of your grade. Then there's also 2 exams, a midterm and a final. The math department requires that all of our online classes has at least 50% of the grade proctored. I do this by giving 2 exams, a midterm and a final, where I will reserve a room on campus here. I do it from 7 to 9 at night on a couple of different evenings. And I ask everyone to come in and take the exam. My hope is to get as many of you as possible there at the same time. There will be a case-by-case basis where people can't come at the time I schedule, and we'll find other arrangements. Okay. Anyway, the midterm exam will be on May 11th. I'm going to scroll down real fast to the bottom and make sure. Yes, May 11th will be the midterm, and the final will be on June the 15th. So they're 2-hour exams, although I never cut people off at 2 hours. Sorry, where am I? I went past it. Midterm exams. You are allowed a sheet of notes on these, 8.5 inches by 11 inches or smaller, both sides. No magnifying devices other than your own prescription eyewear. You should bring your photo ID with you so I can double check to make sure you are who you are supposed to be. Anyway, it covers the first half. The midterm covers the first half of the course. The final covers the second half of the course. It's not, the final is not a cumulative thing. It's just the second half of the course. And the rules are the same on the final. 1 page of notes. Bring your ID. And again, hopefully we can get everybody there at the same time. If not, well, we'll work with the few individuals that need to use the testing center or whatever we have to do to get you to take that exam. Anyway, each of those 2 exams is 30% of your grade. So 30 for the final, 30 for the midterm, 30 for the quizzes, and 10 for the discussions. That's 100% of your grade. Anyway, and then I'll calculate your grade. So basically a 90, 80, 70 ABC scale. And at this point, I'm going to pause and talk about the rest of the syllabus on the next video, because I'm putting this on YouTube, so I only have 15 minutes. So.